Good morning, YouTube. Just thought I'd give a quick update on the shop progress. I've made a couple of changes. I've changed my mind a couple of times, and I'll just run through them real quick. I recently upgraded my drill press to a floor model. Nothing fancy here, just an old Delta. I am gonna clean it up. Probably use the vinegar solution. Seems to work quite well from what I can tell on the other videos that I've watched. So upgrading from this little thing. This thing, it's a piece of junk, to be honest with you. The arbor wiggles and flies all over the place, and it's not very accurate. I haven't had an opportunity to test this one because the chuck that I have is just way too small. So, not really sure what size that is. I think there's 4 different sizes. And 5/8, 11/16. I'm thinking that that's one of those two. So I have to go find a key before I can even use this one, actually. Alright, what else here? So I got the table saw on wheels, which is extremely convenient. Let me just tell you, you can move stuff around. My goal is to get everything on wheels. That includes the jointer, which is probably next, the drill press, which will probably come later, not yet, the bandsaw. Oh yeah, and I got myself a grinder too. Everything I've picked up, secondhand, super cheap. So the 2 universal tool stands that I have built and put out videos on, those became the base for my workbench. And it's probably just a temporary thing. I am going to build a proper base, but for right now, it worked out well. So what happened was, I had, this is a funny story, these 4 plastic sawhorses supporting that huge slab of wood. And I was continuing to try to work on it with the sawhorses, and the sawhorses had issues in the first place. The cross braces that fold up right there in the middle, those don't actually stick on the pivot points, they break free, and so I was nervous about putting them on there anyways, but I did it anyways just because I needed something to put it on, and lo and behold, I was working on something and this side collapsed on me. So I was like, alright, I've got these two stands that I was going to use for other things, but for right now I'm just going to put them underneath, and they actually work out pretty well. I mean, everything's nice and sturdy. I mean, there's not much wiggle. I mean, I'm probably wiggling the phone, but there's not much wiggle there. So got another tool base or mobile base here, good old Harbor Freight, and that's going underneath that probably next weekend. And then that drill press I'm gonna get rid of, so I'm gonna use that base right there. I'm gonna actually put the router table, which is what I bought that for initially, and put the router table on that one. And I got more cleanup to do. Oh, and this I just did last weekend. So I made the wood anvil. I don't know what I was thinking there, but at least I put it to some good use. So that's the base for my surface planer now. I had a great deal on that. I picked that up for $50. Used some 4x4s. I ran them through the planer first. And then I notched out the inside of the 4x4, which reminds me, let me just tell you one thing. So Harbor Freight had a $5 tool sale. Where'd it go? Oh, it's under here. And when I was buying the mobile base, they had this thing. This is my first one. This is my first multi-tool. I've wanted one for a long time, but I haven't actually bought one. Well, once I saw that $5 tool sale, and that was one of the items that I could grab for $5, I grabbed it, and that's what I cut the inside corners out with. I first ran a skill saw up to that point there so that it didn't overcut, and I did that on both sides, that side and this side. And then I took that little multi-tool and I cut this line here, and then I also cut the rest of the depth and the rest of the depth. And that tool is something everybody should own. That thing was freaking awesome, and it made it go so fast. I wish I would have bought one of those a long time ago. So, at any rate, oh yeah, and one of my friends broke my sledge handle, and so working on shaping the top of it. Not quite there yet, got a little ways to go, but that thing right there with a sanding disc, it's working out quite nicely. Almost there. So there's just a quick, oh, one last thing I picked up last weekend, the Harbor Freight. I didn't buy this from Harbor Freight, I bought it used, 25 bucks. The Harbor Freight toggle clamp, or the pocket hole jig. There it is. So, a few projects moving on. Still trying to get a shop set up. So, after I get things put together or a little closer, probably not once it's put together because it's never really done. I'll always make changes to it. I'm going to build the kids giant Jenga, build them a cornhole set, and I think I'm going to do a ladder ball. And it's all going to be out of wood. Try to do as much as I can with EWP engineered wood because I love LVL. I love working with it, so I'm going to make more videos about that. So at any rate, there we go. Just a quick update. I need to make these videos more often. See ya.